On maternity leave in a coffee shop with a screaming baby and just thought, hold on, maternity income is dropping. I'm spending a lot more than I normally do. Why does this not exist?
Hi girls, today I am with Tanyka, who is the co-founder of Cubby, a platform helping new and expecting parents save money, discover trusted brands and feel more financially prepared for one of life's biggest transitions. What started as one family's experience has grown into a business helping thousands of parents across the UK, even taking the sisters into Dragon's Den where they secured £50,000 in investment. But this conversation isn't really about Dragon's Den. It's about building a business with your sister, taking a leap before you know if it will work, learning to trust your instincts and believing that one simple idea can change thousands of lives. Let's have a warm welcome for Tanyka.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No, it's okay. It's lovely to have you on. I wanted to kind of dive into first, how did Cubby come about?
Yeah, Olivia's the mum and she actually thought of the idea 8 weeks after she had her first son. So she always tells the story of like, you know, obviously the transition to motherhood for anyone is difficult. And she was on maternity leave in a coffee shop with a screaming baby and just thought, hold on, you know, my maternity income is dropping. I'm spending a lot more than I normally do on baby stuff and just like going out to eat because you're on maternity leave, buying lots more stuff. Why does this not exist? And she told me about the idea and I was like, we've got to do it. Like that is just, it is one of those things that it's like, hold on, why doesn't it
exist already?
And I was like, we've got to do it. And at the same time, I was actually working in like finance and an investment bank that invests in lots of startups. So I was seeing lots of people start businesses and like do like really chase an idea and so I kind of had the bug at that point and so I was like, we need to do this, we like need to make it happen. And so we started building when Olivia was on maternity leave. Just like around jobs, around babies.
And what was Olivia's background of work as well?
So Olivia's background is in engineering, so she's at Amazon, she was also at like Rolls-Royce and McLaren, so she's very technical.
That's two completely different backgrounds, which is nice.
And my background is in PR and comms, so we like complement each other quite well in terms of really like having very different backgrounds.
So with the idea, for those of the girls that are tuning in now that don't know what Cubby is, what is Cubby?
So we kind of explain it as like uni days but for parents. So essentially we're a platform that offers discounts and rewards for parents during that period of time that you're on maternity leave, your salary's going down, you have to spend a lot more money. It's not just discounts on baby stuff, it's on anything. So like coffees, food and drink, clothes for you, clothes for the baby, prams, everything. And it's just a recognition that it's a very difficult point in time. It's a very financially difficult point in time. And we want to make sure that people are really trying to enjoy that period of maternity leave and that as much
it can be quite scary as well. Like I'm an auntie as well. So my sister who's younger than me, she's just had a baby. She's going to be 6 months on Wednesday. And it is completely different. Everything that you guys have said about like not putting yourself first in terms of thinking about the jeans and what items you're wearing, that's her, and I'm having to watch that now. So it is definitely true. I've got quite a lot of cousins as well who are going through the same period, and I think what you guys are doing is actually the recognition side of it is really, really nice because you have got uni days, you've got blue light card and you've got everyone else, but there are so many parents, not just mums, dads as well, like both parents that do actually deserve.
And like we always say, we're not for the baby, like we do have baby discounts on there, but we are like, our main focus is the well-being of mum and dad, and like we've got a discount on our platform that's like free coffee at Boston Tea Party. And we get so many emails from parents being like, I had no money this week and I've been sitting in the house all week with nowhere to go, and just being able to go out and get a coffee makes such a difference to their day.
It's the time for yourself as well, isn't it? Like I love going to a coffee shop and just having that time.
Exactly.
So with both of you then, Olivia's come up with the idea of let's actually do this. What was the point in where you guys were saying like, actually we're going to make this happen? Where do we even start to get brands on board and that kind of thing?
So it was one of those things, like, and this is what I learned from working in an investment bank and seeing people start businesses, is that you're never gonna like see the full way of like knowing exactly how to do it, but I just had this energy of like, we need to figure it out and like work out how to do it. So Olivia took on the job of like trying to contact brands to get them to give us a discount, and I took on the job of building an app. And it was kind of before AI was a thing, so I built it on like a no-code builder. It was like super simple, like it was very ugly, but it did the job. And like our rationale behind that is we didn't want to spend thousands and thousands getting someone to build a platform for us if people weren't going to use it, or it was like not a great idea. So it was really just to test like whether this could work. And at the same time, Olivia literally pitched to I think like 1,000 brands. Most of them obviously didn't respond. A lot of them said it's a nice idea, but let's see where like what happens once you launch. So we actually launched with an app built by me and 30 brands. And it literally within a month got like 5,000 downloads because people were like, this is such a good idea. I think when you start a business, you have to like figure out what the smallest thing you can do is, and do that first and just go from there.
And not have it all figured out.
Exactly.
I think that was really good. And also how you mentioned 5,000 within the space of how long did you just say?
I think it was about 2 weeks or a month.
That's crazy. Because as well, like we'll get into it a bit further along in the episode of you going on Dragon's Den. But the fact that there isn't something for new mums, like my mum now is still trying to get a discount from like my cousins and stuff on uni days. Like everyone is still wanting a discount because it does matter. Like that difference in 10%, 20% when you're buying like a big order or clothes or something, it counts to something, especially for new mums. Like my sister, she will take my niece to like the zoo or Sea Life or something. That's like a ticket that could be towards that or an experience. With you guys obviously starting out, I know that you were doing it alongside working full time. So how was that alongside Olivia being on maternity leave? Maybe she had time, but also being a new mum is a whole job within itself.
I mean, Olivia is insane, like the amount of stuff that she gets done. She's got 2 little ones now. The amount of stuff she gets done, but she is so passionate about it that it is almost like an escape from her her. Like when she does have an afternoon without the kids, she's working on Cubby. Our first logo she designed at like 3 a.m. while she was breastfeeding, because she was just like it was just something that was like, I think it was kind of nice for her to have something outside of like suddenly your whole life's changed and you're a mum.
Because your whole identity changes with it when you become a mum, isn't it?
And I think motherhood, like for lots of people, really changed her and gave her this drive to be like, we're built. So that's very much come from her, and I think working alongside is very hard. But when you see those things of like people downloading it, people using it, or like your social media numbers going up, that does like push you to be like, okay,
it's actually working. Like you've got to keep going. No, that's really good. And then when you guys actually decided, we're going to start this, did you have any kind of like fear, or what was that like mentally? Because and launching an app is not a big thing. It's like, it's a whole thing that's going to be out on the internet. If things don't work, if a discount code doesn't work, and like you guys are everything essentially, customer service, you're taking on all of those roles. What was that like? I
think the fear is often around like, the moment where you put it out there and I think it's less about like strangers. It's more about like your family, your friends, your colleagues seeing you doing something new, and they're like, oh, what's this? I think everyone has that fear. And actually, before we started Cubby, like over the last probably 10 years, Olivia and I have always thought of business ideas. And we've gone through the process of like researching it, like creating websites, creating logos, and just at the point where you'd press go, we've always chickened out and not done it. And so I think this time we were like, we have to do it. If you
don't mind me asking, what were the previous kind of like businesses that
it's actually funny because like those businesses now exist and they're very successful. And so we were kind of like, if someone else is going to have this idea, so if we don't do it and we chicken out, I'm going to absolutely kick myself when this does exist. But we wanted to do like, back when we were like 20 or something, we wanted to do like a subscription box of hair care stuff, which now exists, and like there's a girl doing it so well. And also we wanted to do like underwear, but like at the time you couldn't order underwear online, so we wanted to do that, and that now exists, and like lounge underwear is incredible. Part of being a founder is like, you can have a great idea, but you have to do it as well. That's actually
going to go and take the audacity to go and do that.
It's all well and good being like, oh yeah, I've got a great idea, I've done that, but you actually have to do it. So I think that experience made us really just kind of push through that fear this time and be like, no, we're going to just do it. So
So you've launched Cubby. You've got 30 brands on board. 5,000 people have downloaded the app. What then pushed you to go on Dragon's Den?
They actually approached us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah. So I think we obviously like launched very early, and we have very much like bootstrapped our way through this business. And it is like, when you have a tech marketplace, it's always this juggle of like, users obviously want to see more brands, but the brands want to see users. And so we've had to be very transparent on our social media about our journey and building, and like, so that our users kind of come along with us, because whilst we compare ourselves to uni days, we are not uni days yet. Like, we're still very early. And so I think, we built this really nice community on social media that are like watching us build this business. And I think that, that obviously just attracted some of the producers from Dragon's Den, and they contacted Olivia, actually. They contacted her a few times. Okay. And she just thought they were like scamming her. So she just ignored it. But eventually they tracked her down and were like, we'd love you to come on. And they were like, we're filming in May. And Olivia's like, I'd love to do it. I am actually having a baby in May. So, we were worried that we wouldn't
get in time. Because she did look heavily pregnant.
She had the baby the week after.
Wow, that is really good timing.
So, we were lucky that the timing worked out.
Because I remember watching the episode. I was at my mum's house, and I don't really watch TV, but I do watch Dragon's Den, The Apprentice, those kind of shows. And in your guys' episode, I watched it, and I was like, love this. I'm not even a mum, but I instantly went over to your Instagram to just follow you, because I was I love what they're about, love it. Your pitch as well. What I love the most is when you guys were like, we're going to do this. And Olivia was like, I'm going to leave my job. And I think that's the bit that's gone viral as well, hasn't it? What was that like? Because obviously there was mixed emotions from the dragons. And obviously Tuka, he's a bit of a Debbie Downer, isn't he, about it? Like, I don't know why he was, because it was like, uni days does exist, like blue light card. He just didn't get it.
He didn't get the concept. I think the fact that she was about to give birth gave her this just like that drive, energy of like, I do not care. Like, I'm here 9 months pregnant, I do not care. So I think that probably gave her a bit of confidence in that moment. We've also, like, before that point, we had pitched a few times, and we had got to the point where we understood, like, not everyone is going to get this business. The people that do get it. And I think we'd got to the point there where we had like validated the idea, we had users and they were using it. So we kind of his feedback wasn't that helpful in terms of like, we just knew that he like, didn't understand it.
Like, everyone says like niche down. I was like, what?
And even like some of the other dragons stepped in and were like, don't do that. So I think we had to give it was all good fun, like he was fine, but we had to just give it back a bit.
But I'm so glad that Susie was the one, because when I seen Susie, I didn't even know that she was the owner of Tropics. So one of my aunties actually has sold Tropics, and that's how she's introduced me to that. And I've got really, really sensitive skin. And that brand, she's like, Libby, you need to try this cleanser. You need to try this cleanser. It's incredible. Like, it is literally word of mouth. Have you tried all the products? And I was like, do you know what? That's so right, because it is the word of mouth. Like, once someone knows something, then someone else will tell someone, and that's what she's done. But I was so happy that she was the one to do the £50,000 worth of investment.
She's been an incredible dragon for us. Like, she obviously she has recently had a baby and just got it. So we want people with us that just get the
that
vision.
align with you guys and the journey that you're on.
Exactly. And I think when you're raising investment especially, lots of people will try and invest in you, but with a different vision. And I think it's very important that you only take money from the people that you like. It's like a relationship. When someone invests in you, they're part of your business, then it's really important. So you have to make sure you do align with them. So she's been incredible for us.
I was going to ask that to you as well. So you've got the £50,000 worth of investment. A lot of the girls that come on board with us and that listen to us, they are founders, business owners, kind of like startups, or they're trying to scale. Let's say there was someone that was going to look for investment. How is it important to find that right investor, or where would you kind of go to get that investor that does align with your brand?
It's really difficult, and we're raising investment at the moment, and it's even after the exposure of Dragon's Den, it is not easy. Obviously there's VC investment that is for a very specific type of business and a very specific type of founder, and if you're looking for angel investment, it's like one of those things. If I always compare it to like dating, it's like someone being like to you, okay, we'll like go out and find a husband then? Like, where do you find them?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you can look on LinkedIn and lots of people have investor in their name on LinkedIn, but
are they actually investor?
Are they? There's a lot of like tire kickers, as people like to call them, that like will have a call with you, want to find out all the details about your business with no intention of investing. I think it's really important if you're trying to get investment to number one, have built something. Like, a lot of people want investment straight away, and that does work for some businesses, but most people, you need to have like shown that you have built something and there is like traction there. And then, like, I would just say network is really the most important thing. Like, get out there, go to events, speak to people, ask for advice rather than money in the beginning is often like a good tip. And yeah, it's quite a hard thing to do, to be like, I'm going to raise investment by X date and this is how much I'm going to raise. It is hard.
I think it's a little bit tricky because for let's say certain businesses, like your business didn't exist, there's no one else out there like Cubby, so it's kind of like for like or market research, you can't really do that. So it's kind of being able to get that pitch in a certain way and then be able to kind of deliver that to someone and get them on board. What would you say is the biggest thing that you guys have found to get investors on board with you?
I think, like, especially at an early stage, investors invest in the founder, like, so they believe in us, and we've shown that we are very passionate about what we're building and we do the work. And so that, I think, gives investors a little bit of confidence that, you know, things will go wrong. They always do when you're building a business, but these girls are very passionate and like dedicated to building it. And so, building that relationship with them, that's why it's always great if you meet through networks or like introductions.
Face-to-face interaction.
It's really important, because they need to know who you are more than they need to know how great your business is.
And what's it like maintaining that investor relationship? So you've got someone on board, they bought into you. Now what happens next? How do you kind of maintain that relationship? Because they might want to reinvest with you, or once they get that investment back out, they might invest more. So how do you maintain that relationship?
So we have like we've tried to like formalize it a little bit. So we have like certain KPIs that we like track every week, but then at the end of every month we will send that to our investors, like, here's where we are on this, this and this, and then like 3 bullet points at the end, like, this is going well, this is not going well, and here's like the challenges that we're facing here, and here's some things that we need. If you've got any connections, please help us with these challenges.
And we
just do that like once a month, and then they can kind of, it depends on the investor, but they'll engage as much or as little with that as they want to.
No, that's really good. And then for you guys now, are you both full-time in the business? Yeah. How has that changed your life and working life?
My plan was always like, let's build Cubby in the background. It'll get to the point where I can like comfortably pay a salary for myself, and then I'll just nicely transition out of my job. And, you know, like everything, that isn't how it happened.
How it goes.
It got to the point where Cubby wasn't growing as fast as it should, because neither of us had the time to like really give it, because Olivia's got 2 kids and a job and I've got a full-time job. So it got to the point where we were like, if we're going to make this work, we both need to take a risk a little bit and really invest in this. So I quit my job and like kind of gave myself 6 months to get us to a place where we can start paying ourselves. I mean, nowhere near what I earned before, but that is like, you
Did you have like any savings? Did you have a backup plan? Like, for someone listening now that's thinking, actually, I do want to put my all into this. I want to take it to that next level, because similar with me, and let's say even this, like, a lot of things require a lot of time behind the scenes. What was kind of that security of, actually, I'm going to go and do this?
So it is sacrifice. Like, there's no way around it. I've definitely had to take financial sacrifice to do it, and I appreciate not everyone can do that. And it was at the point where the business was like, we could see the way out. We just needed to put the effort in to get there. So I gave myself 6 to 9 months of savings to be like, okay, I'm going to knuckle down and just focus on this. And hopefully by the end of that, we're at a place where we've either raised some money or we're making money, or a bit of both, which is where we are. We obviously still can't pay ourselves what we would have paid ourselves before, and that again is like a sacrifice you have to make. But we're lucky that it did kind of work out. But I gave myself a time frame and was like, if it's not if it hasn't kind of got there in 9 months, then I'm going to have to.
Because I think that's the thing that a lot of people think, like, the job is always going to be there, or a job will always be there, but the time to actually focus in and knuckle down is not always going to be there.
Exactly.
What essentially gave you that push to actually say, I'm going to do this?
I think it was like, I was looking at the bit like Cubby, and I was being like, I know, like, it's growing, and it was always growing, but just a lot slower than I know it could. And even things like over Christmas, or when I took holiday from work and I could really focus on Cubby, that 1 week off, we could see such a difference than just if we like were doing it alongside our day jobs. And so it got to the point where I was like, this business is not going to be successful if I don't do this now. So we were almost kind of forced into it. It was just going to grow very slowly, and someone probably would do it much faster than us if we didn't. So
no, I think because that's my mindset. I'm always all in or nothing at all kind of person. And I feel like a lot of the listeners that we get are kind of with that mentality, especially if you're passionate about what you do. It does really, really make a difference. So you guys are sisters, and I don't know about you, but I sometimes fight with my sisters. And running a business, it's probably not the easiest thing with your sister. I bet it's really beautiful and it's enjoyable to do it with your sister. How has it been building alongside your sister?
I mean, in the beginning, like, we do still argue now. It's got its pros and cons. Like, in the beginning, there was definitely a period of like figuring each other out, because especially with your sibling, we've never worked together before. So you're trying to learn each other's like ways of working as well. And so in the beginning, there was this like period of lots of bickering, lots of like, I think when you've got a sibling, you never say to your sibling, oh, you did that really well.
Which one of you is older as well? Olivia's
but
older.
She's only 18 months older, so we're
very
close.
So there's not that much of a big gap, because sometimes it may be like, I'm still the older sister.
And I think the thing is, when you're siblings, you never say to each other, oh, that was really good, like, well done. You're always like, you could have done this better. Like, nothing's ever like, you're never going to give your sibling like praise, are you? That's a great thing as well, because you kind of push each other, and there's none of this like politeness that you sometimes have at work. But also, you can't give feedback on everything. It just gets relentless. So we kind of figured that out, and we're at the point now where we've got very separate areas of work. So we've got into like a little groove with it, but it did take time. We definitely argued a lot in the beginning. I
think it's nice though as well, because you guys don't live in the same city, so it's not like you're close to each other and stuff. How has it been running a business with someone that doesn't live in the same city as you as well?
Actually, it would be better if we lived closer, to be honest. It would be more helpful, like especially things like creating content. But I usually go up there like for a week, a month, and like stay with her, and then she comes down, so we do see each other a lot. And then we have phone calls and Teams calls and all of that all the time. So it's not necessarily the working, but the content side, or like even if you're just having like a brainstormy day, it's always easier to do that when you're like together. Someone.
So for someone now that is wanting to build a business with, let's say, a family member, a partner, or someone that they've got a close friendship with, what do you think is really important to keep that relationship healthy and positive, so that you are moving in the same direction with the same goals?
I think having like clear areas of work, like understanding each other's skills, what you're good at, and like delegating that work. So I'm very focused on the marketing and like growing our user base, and then Olivia's very focused on the tech and also the like brand partnership side. So we've got very distinct areas of work, which I think is helpful. And then the other thing, like, it's such a weird like practical thing, but you end up talking about the business all the time. And so we've got like this really, like, we have a WhatsApp chat that's just us talking about life, and then another WhatsApp chat that is purely about Cubby. And we'll be, even if we're chatting to each other, like I'm sending messages anyway, I'll be really intentional about putting my Cubby messages in the Cubby group chat, so that she doesn't have to answer that at like 8 p.m. on a Friday. And just being really intentional about when you talk about it, because you've got like founder time and you've got sister time. I think that's really nice, because otherwise you just end up talking about it all the time.
Is there anything that you guys have kind of struggled with, or where you've been like, actually, I don't know if we've done the right thing here, or I don't think this has been like the right move for us?
I don't think there's anything we've done wrong. There's certain things that we've probably done too early that we've thought, actually, we're doing too much now. Let's like put that to the side and come back to it later. Like when we knew Dragon's Den was airing, we kind of were like, we had so many ideas, and we were like, oh, this is our time to like like we're going to have so many eyes on us. This is our time to like really make the most of it. And I think we probably did too much around that, rather than just like, we've got to get like Cubby is a discount platform. We have so many ideas of what it can be beyond that.
Yeah.
But we have to just nail that bit first. And so, sometimes we get into the habit of like doing too much too early.
I think that's a lot of entrepreneurs though, isn't it? That's the way that your mind naturally goes to expand it and grow it, rather than actually focusing and tuning in on what it is now. It's always coming back to that. What I was going to say, when you guys are now away from Dragon's Den and out of that media, because when was that episode aired?
It came out in February.
In February?
Yeah.
Okay. So how have you been able to kind of maintain your personal brand and really build off the back of that?
Like we were always very active on social media. And I think the one, like when people ask me for advice around marketing, the one thing I always say is like, you have to put your especially if you've not got a big marketing budget, you have to put your face on screen. And I hate it. Olivia hates it. Most people hate it. I hate talking to camera, but that is where you see the most return, and like people bond to you and the brand, rather than just like a faceless brand. And so we kind of had figured that out before Dragon's Den, and we really have used that since of like really telling the story. Obviously Dragon's Den gave people an insight into the background already, and like expanding on that and bringing people again along on the journey with us has been really important. So I
think what I really like about your social media is it seems very real as well. Like you actually look like normal people. Like Olivia's a mum on there, you'll see her in no makeup, going about her day-to-day life, because that is what your guys' life looks like. And I think a lot of people's social media, when they have a brand, it's always full face of makeup, they get dressed, they get that, and I feel like a lot of mums are not really going to buy into that because that's not their reality. So I think I really do like that you guys are very real on your social media and do all of that. When it comes to the marketing and content side, I know that you plan to, on Dragon's Den, put some money into that to really build your platform. How has it gone?
I was still doing our social media ourselves, and that, like, I think people have, like, especially Olivia, her journey, like mums really get her. So I think like we want to keep that in, and we don't want to be like a super aesthetic brand. That is not who we are. We are for mums whose lives are very chaotic and messy and like are just trying to get stuff done quickly, and that's what we're about. So I think it fits where we are right now. We're definitely investing.
It's very authentic, isn't it, to your guys and your actual journey.
Exactly. And we're testing with ads and stuff like that, which is going really well, and we're just scaling it slowly. We are investing in social media and ad spend mainly now, which we weren't doing at all before Dragon's Den, and it is like it's impacting our growth.
That's really good. For someone that's maybe tuning in that is struggling to find their personal brand or their kind of niche, what advice would you give to them to go and find that? Because I feel like you guys have done that really well and you've got into the flow of that, but for someone that is kind of figuring that out, what would you say to them?
Consistency. First of all, like, you can test lots of things, but one of the main things that we've learned from social media is like, just post, like just put stuff out there, see what works, see what resonates, and then lean into that. So try different content styles. I mean, it depends what kind of brand you are. I don't have the time, and we don't do all of the like editing and all of that. We literally get the information out there, talk to and post it. And that works well for us. But I guess you've got to think, who's my audience? Like, what are they wanting? And just be really clear in your communication. Like, we find that the videos that have like, the text on screen about what the hook is do so well compared to just like long story times that it's like quite hard to get to the message. So just get to the point, I guess, quickly.
I think it's about finding what connects with them, and I think that's what you guys have done really really well. For someone then that is trying to figure out their marketing, their this, their that, there is quite a lot of audience where they maybe are thinking about going on Dragon's Den or The Apprentice, and I feel like it takes a lot of courage and confidence in what you're doing to be able to get to that point. So when you guys were organising your pitch and you decided that I did actually want to go on Dragon's Den, what would you say to them? Because I know that a lot of people apply and they kind of show it's it's scary, like it is.
I think you've got to really think about your angle. So when we went on Dragon's Den, we were a really early business. We weren't making any money, and we were a tech business, which isn't often on Dragon's Den. And so we kind of went in there thinking like the chance of us getting investment is probably like, even if they like the business, it's probably quite low because we are very early. And so we just wanted to use it as a good opportunity to tell our story and explain, like acknowledge we are really early. I think a lot of people go on Dragon's Den trying to be something that they're not. Same with The Apprentice. They try and like, inflate what the business is. Whereas we were very clear, like, if they ask us this, we'll have to say, I don't know, because we're not big enough to know that stuff yet. And so we were just, I guess, very vulnerable and honest about we're very early.
I think a lot of people love that though. And I think exactly what you're saying is what made me kind of get on board with you guys initially, because a lot of people that do have businesses, they'll put all these figures out on social media, you know, we're making X amount, or we're projected to make this, and it's like, that's not real. That's not giving a real life example. So the fact that you guys have done that and vulnerable, because there is an element of, oh, I don't want this to sound, you know, a bit like, oh, it's not worth investing in. But I think the more that you lean into that, the more support you're going to get, and the right support, I think.
Exactly. And I think, investors, even the dragons, but also just general investors, appreciate like, okay, you're early, that's fine, you have a plan, you know what you don't know, and you know how you're going to find those things out. You don't have to know everything, and even when you're like the biggest business in the world, you're still going to get things wrong. You're still not going to know everything. But if you try and cover that up, I think that looks worse than just being like, actually we don't know that yet, but this is how we're going to find it out. Or even just acknowledging like, sometimes this hasn't gone, our KPIs, we're not hitting this KPI at the moment, this is why, and this is what we're going to try next to get there. So just being really honest about that stuff rather than trying to like pretend everything's great.
No, that's great. So I want to get to know you a little bit more in terms of being a founder and what it's took for you to kind of get to this stage, because there is a lot of hard work that people do as founders, mentally, physically, like it is a lot, especially when you are building alongside a full-time job. So what has been the best investment that you've made within yourself to get to this point?
I would honestly say, because I see so many people on LinkedIn, especially founders, talking about like how many hours they work a day, or like the ridiculous sacrifices they make to build X business. And I just don't buy any of it. Like, rest is really important for me. I need 8 hours sleep a night. I need like breaks. And it's been hard work. Yes, I sometimes work weekends, and yes, I sometimes work evenings, but I will never work if I'm like done. Like, you know, I always think there's certain days where you're sitting there and you said you were going to get something done, and you're still at your computer at like 8 o'clock at night. You're not actually going to get it done, or if you do, it's going to be crap. So just like go take a break, have dinner, go to bed early, and wake up early the next day and do it. Like, I think you have to really work around your life and what works for you
as well.
And understanding when you need a break is really important. So I think that's something that I've made sure I do.
Is there anything that you, now getting to this point, that you would have done differently?
I guess try to worry less.
Okay.
I think I'm like a massive overthinker, overplanner.
So am I.
And I've spent a lot of time and energy like worrying about things that either never happen or do happen and are fine. I don't know if you can stop yourself doing that, but having a bit of like trust in yourself that whatever happens you'll figure it out, which we always do. I think that's something you've got to learn along the journey, but stop worrying so much about everything. And also the other one I'd say is like putting yourself out there more. Like in terms of investment, social media, we have seen the best returns when we're just like honest and vulnerable and talk about our story, rather than being super polished and pretending that it looks different to what it is.
No, I love that. It's really good advice. So what has been your favourite memory since starting Cubby?
really early on, we did a baby show.
Okay.
And that was just quite fun. Like, me and Olivia went, we were on the stand, we got to talk to loads of people and tell them about what we were doing. And it was like the first kind of, I guess, when you're building a tech platform, you don't get to see
that face-to-face
people.
interaction.
So like telling people what we were building and then seeing their reaction to it, and like just being like, it was kind of like working in my retail days from like being a teenager, like being on a stand all day. It was just fun, and it was nice to be like with my sister and doing that. So yeah, I'd say that was like quite a nice memory.
Maybe
of, like,
you can plan some more face-to-face like shows or pop-ups or that kind of thing.
Definitely.
Because that'd be really, really nice.
We definitely want to. Like, we're definitely building a bit of a community. And so yeah, we want to use that a bit more.
No, I think that's a good idea, especially like when the brands have pop-ups or they've got something going on. If you guys could be there as well, that'd be really, really nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you are most proud of?
I think in general, just the resilience. Like, it is really hard, and there have been moments that have been really stressful. And I think, you're often like 100 miles an hour. And then when you look back, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually went on Dragon's Den. And I can't believe we did this. And I can't believe I pitched to a room and we got investment and things like that. So yeah, there have been lots of moments where it feels like it'd be easier to give up, and I'm just glad that we kept going. And like Olivia and I always say, like, when times are really hard or like you're just struggling with it, we're like, you just got to stay alive. Just stay alive till it gets good again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's really good. And I can imagine that feeling of accomplishment of what it was like. I wish they put that in there. Do you know how sometimes they clip in what people's reactions are once they get in the lift?
Yeah.
Your guys' wasn't in there. But I bet, like, what was that feeling when you got into the lift? Which, like,
Yeah, we did like a little high five. I was like Olivia was just bossing it. And like 9 months pregnant, I was like, you are just incredible. So yeah, it was nice. It was.
I bet that's really nice. So what's next for you guys?
We are, 100 miles an hour. We've got like big growth goals for the next couple of years. We've got about 350 brands on the platform now. We want to get to 500 by the end of this year.
Okay.
And like 100,000 users. So we are pushing hard. We've got some exciting partnerships. So we're going to be in like NHS leaflets soon, which will be great.
That will be amazing for you guys.
Yeah. And in terms of brands, like, we've got good coverage now, but we'd love to get some more in person, like, so food and drink, but like eating in store and stuff like that. So, and a supermarket and a cinema, and basically places that parents can spend time rather than just the online shopping bit. So
I'm manifesting M&S for you,
yeah,
you know.
Like,
I think that'd be a really good one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like out of all the supermarkets, any supermarket would be fab. But I know my sister, they've got like a baby club that she'll go to and just getting a coffee and a free slice of cake. But the quality that they have in there of even clothing and stuff, that would be really, really good for you guys.
So yeah, we've got like some top targets that we definitely want to work with, but we've got some exciting ones in the pipeline already. So it is just working towards that, and also expanding our team, which I think will be really fun.
Yeah, because at the minute, is it still just you two?
It's just us two. We're just hiring for, we've got some like fractional people, like freelancers that work with us, but we're just hiring now for like our first proper team member, which will be incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see the journey. And what I love most about this and having the podcast is interviewing people that genuinely love what they do and they love their life. I think it's so nice, and you get a real sense of like fulfillment from that person. And I think that's what Girls Like Me is all about. Like, if you've got something that you really want to do and you are passionate about it and you are a bit ambitious, because it's not easy balancing, you know, being an aunt or Olivia being a mum and running a business and that kind of thing. But no, props to you, because you're doing absolutely amazing as well.
And like, platforms like this are so important. Like, I listen to podcasts all the time and stuff like this, where you know, sometimes you just need that to hear someone else's story and hear that like you can get through, you know, tough times, or it is hard, but you can.
It can be scary. Like, even me, I've thought of certain stuff that I've done in the past business wise of, you know what, maybe I should go on The Apprentice or I should go on Dragon's Den, and I've never just really had that like push to actually I need to do it. But I think, what's the worst that can happen? Exactly. They say no, but at least you've tried.
Yeah, exactly.
And for you guys, obviously it's really worked out and everything's gone really well.
When Dragon's Den, like the day before it aired, I was like so nervous, because when you're filming, you're in the den for like 2 hours, so obviously the conversation is very long, like it's over lots of different topics, and you don't see how they're going to edit it beforehand at all. So I was like, I just hope they don't edit me to look like an absolute idiot. Like, I was so scared of how that was going to be received. But again, like, even if they had done that, I've gone with great intentions. I'm building something I believe in. That's all I can do. I can't control I can't control how people receive me. I can't control how someone edits me. As long as I've gone in with great intentions, I can live with that. So yeah, I think sometimes you just got to put your energy out, and how people receive that is up to them. So yeah.
No, definitely. And I think that's a really nice place of where we're going to kind of end the podcast.
Yeah.
I always end the podcast though with a secret that no one knows about you.
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
A secret that no one knows about me. Well, I would say, so I think Olivia would say that I'm like a control freak.
Okay.
Like I'm so I am so type A, and Olivia's
type B.
Okay. So yeah, I'm like over planner to the death. Of everything. So yeah, I don't know if that's a big secret, because probably anyone that works with me would say that, but I'm like so type A.
But no, that's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really, really enjoyed it. If you have watched this and enjoyed this, girls, feel free to share this to someone that you think would really resonate with Tanyka's journey, or someone that would really benefit from the episode, or someone that you know that should potentially go on Dragon's Den. You know, give them that little bit of extra push. If you have got to this far as well, I'd really appreciate it if you could like, comment, subscribe, make sure you follow us on whatever platform it is. And a massive thank you to Tanyka for coming on the episode, and we will see you on the next one, girls. See you later.